All right, strap in, everyone, because today we are going deep into a theory about the universe that's, well, it's pretty out there.
It really is.
Yeah, it suggests that the universe might be like this, this giant song that we're just starting to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you sent in some really fascinating sources that propose this really radical idea that maybe sound, instead of gravity or light, could be the fundamental force that's actually shaping everything around us.
It's a really wild concept, when you think about it.
For sure.
We're so used to thinking about gravity as that force that brings everything together, right?
Right.
But these sources are suggesting that sound, or even more precisely, vibration could be the underlying architect of reality.
Okay, so we're not just talking about, the sounds of like planets crashing into each other or black holes making weird noises.
Right.
Right. We're talking about sound as like a fundamental force, like gravity or electromagnetism, but one that operates through vibration.
Exactly.
Okay.
Think about it this way. Everything in the universe, from like the tiniest subatomic particles all the way up to the largest galaxy clusters, everything is in a constant state of motion.
Right.
It's vibrating at all these different frequencies. Yeah. So what if these vibrations, these cosmic harmonies, are actually shaping the structures and the interactions that we observe in the universe?
So instead of gravity pulling things together, it's more like the universe is being choreographed by this cosmic symphony.
It's an interesting way to think about it.
Yeah, and I mean, one of your sources goes so far as to say that sound is the blueprint of creation, which, I mean, that's just mind-blowing.
Yeah, it really makes you rethink things.
For sure.
Like how we understand the universe's evolution.
Right.
For example, the Big Bang Theory, which is widely accepted.
Yeah.
Even that has some gaps, when it comes to explaining how galaxies are distributed and how they spin.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it always bothered me a bit how everything seems so random and unevenly spread out. If it all started from a single point, like an explosion, shouldn't the galaxies be more like uniformly arranged, if they were all propelled outwards by the same initial blast?
Yeah, and the current model tries to explain this with inflation.
Right.
Which is this idea that the universe expanded incredibly rapidly right after the Big Bang.
Okay.
And in doing so, it stretched out these tiny quantum fluctuations into those large-scale structures that we see.
Okay.
But inflation alone doesn't really explain why galaxies spin the way they do.
So it's kind of like blowing up a balloon with sprinkles on it.
Yeah.
And the sprinkles get farther apart as the balloon inflates. But you're saying those sprinkles, like representing galaxies, shouldn't be spinning in all these different directions?
Right.
If it was just a simple expansion?
Exactly. And that's where the concept of sound as a fundamental force comes in.
Okay.
Imagine the early universe as this sea of vibrating energy where sound waves, or you could call them vibrational patterns, are interacting and interfering with each other, creating areas of resonance and complexity. And so these interactions, rather than just the outward push of the Big Bang, could have actually influenced the formation and the spin of galaxies.
Okay, so instead of a uniform outward explosion, it's more like a cosmic orchestra tuning up
Right.
with all these different instruments, all these different vibrational patterns, creating this symphony of structures across the universe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a much more dynamic picture.
And it really is.
Yeah.
And it opens up this possibility that the seemingly random orientations and spins of galaxies that we observe are not random at all.
Okay.
But they're the result of these complex interactions between these primordial sound waves.
So then where does that leave the other forces that we know about, like gravity and electromagnetism?
Yeah.
Are they just sidekicks in this cosmic sound show?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
This theory doesn't necessarily dismiss the other forces. It's more like it proposes that they might be different expressions of this underlying vibrational energy. Think of it like different instruments in an orchestra, each one playing its part, but they're all contributing to the overall symphony.
So gravity might be the bass drum, providing that steady underlying rhythm.
Right.
While electromagnetism is like the lead guitar, adding those flashy riffs and solos.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
And this idea of sound unifying the forces leads to some really interesting possibilities.
Like what?
Well, one of your sources suggests that light itself might be a form of sound.
Hold on, light being sound.
Yeah.
That's a curveball. I thought light and sound were completely different things.
I know it sounds counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But consider this. Both light and sound are fundamentally about vibration, the transfer of energy through a medium.
Yep.
The difference lies in the frequency of those vibrations.
So light vibrates at a much, much higher frequency than anything we can hear.
Exactly.
It's like a cosmic dog whistle we just can't pick up.
Yeah. That's a great way to think about it.
Okay.
And the theory suggests that light might be a kind of ultrasonic sound,
Okay.
operating at frequencies far beyond our sensory perception, maybe even traveling faster than the speed of light as we traditionally understand it.
Wait, sound traveling faster than light. That's breaking some serious speed limits in the physics world. Doesn't that contradict Einstein's theory of relativity?
It does seem to challenge our current understanding of physics.
Yeah.
However, this theory proposes that the speed limit might apply to light as we conventionally perceive it,
Okay.
while these higher frequency sound vibrations, which we haven't fully grasped yet,
Yeah.
might operate under a different set of rules.
Wow.
It's a radical concept,
It is.
but it highlights just how much we still have to learn about the universe and its fundamental forces.
This is definitely bending my brain in all sorts of directions.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
So we've got sound shaping galaxies, light potentially being a high-pitched hum.
Right.
Where else does this sonic tapestry lead us?
Well, one of the areas where this theory gets really interesting is in explaining the nature of black holes.
Black holes.
Yeah.
I always thought they were the ultimate silent assassins of the universe.
That's the common perception.
Yeah.
But remember, we're talking about sound as this fundamental vibration that permeates the universe,
Right.
not just the audible sound waves we experience here on Earth.
Okay.
And these vibrations could be playing a key role in some of the black hole's most baffling properties.
Okay, so what could sound possibly have to do with them?
Well, for example, one of your sources mentions a rather surprising observation.
What's that?
That black holes might be incredibly cold at their centers.
Cold. Isn't everything supposed to get superheated as it gets sucked into a black hole, crushed by that immense gravity? I thought black holes were more like cosmic furnaces than refrigerators.
That's what we'd expect,
Yeah.
based on our current understanding of gravity.
Right.
But if sound or vibration is the fabric of space-time itself,
Right.
it could explain this apparent coldness.
Okay, color me intrigued.
Yeah.
How could sound make a black hole cold?
Think of it this way. A black hole's immense gravity creates a region where space-time is so distorted that sound waves, or those equivalent vibrational forces, become trapped.
Okay.
And this trapping could lead to the dissipation of energy, essentially cooling down the core of the black hole.
So instead of heat building up, the sound vibrations are getting trapped and their energy is being absorbed, leading to a drop in temperature. It's like the black hole is a giant cosmic sound muffler.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And this brings us back to the idea that sound or vibration might be a more fundamental force than we realize,
Right.
one that can even influence the behavior of the most extreme objects in the universe.
Okay, this is making me rethink everything I thought I knew about black holes.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned gravitational waves earlier.
Right.
How do they fit into this sound-based theory? Aren't they like ripples in space-time caused by massive events like black hole collisions?
Absolutely. And those ripples are often described as cosmic sound for a reason. They literally carry information through the fabric of the universe,
Right.
much like sound waves traveling through air.
So we've got these cosmic sound waves shaping galaxies, potentially explaining the coldness of black holes.
Yeah.
It's like the universe is one giant speaker system with sound waves rippling through everything.
Precisely. And if we consider those primordial sound waves from the early universe, the ones that might have influenced galaxy formation, we have to ask,
Yeah.
could there be remnants of those ancient sound waves still echoing through the cosmos?
Like a cosmic background noise from the universe's first moments.
It's a possibility.
Is there any evidence to support that?
There might be. One of your sources suggests that the cosmic microwave background, or the CMB, that faint afterglow of the Big Bang that scientists have been studying for decades,
Yeah.
could actually be the remnants of those primordial sound waves.
So what we thought was just leftover heat from the Big Bang might actually be a recording of the universe's first sounds. That's like listening to the echo of creation itself.
It's a radical idea. But it makes you wonder if we've been looking at the CMB through the wrong lens, instead of just analyzing it as thermal radiation.
Right.
What if we started listening to it as a cosmic sound map?
Right.
A record of those initial vibrations that shaped everything.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the idea of sound being the underlying fabric of reality.
Yeah.
If everything is essentially vibrating sound waves, why does the universe appear mostly empty?
That's a great question, and it goes to the heart of how our perception shapes our understanding of the universe.
Okay.
What we see as empty space might be anything but empty.
Right.
It could be teeming with vibrations, frequencies beyond our current ability to detect.
So it's like we're surrounded by this entire symphony of sound, but we're only tuned in to a tiny fraction of the frequencies.
That's a fantastic analogy.
Like we're listening to the universe's orchestra through a broken radio, only picking up a few static-filled stations.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder what would happen if we could tune into those other frequencies. Those hidden vibrations that make up the true fabric of reality.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it. But how could we even begin to tap into that hidden world of sound? What kind of technology would we need?
That's where the line between science and speculation gets a bit blurry, but your sources suggest some intriguing possibilities.
Like what?
For instance, imagine developing algorithms and theories that allow us to not only understand these hidden vibrations, but also manipulate them.
We manipulate reality itself using sound? Is that even possible?
It's certainly a bold claim,
Yeah.
but it builds on the idea that if sound is the fundamental force, then manipulating sound is essentially manipulating reality itself.
Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
It's a lot to take in.
Give you some concrete examples. How could we use sound to reshape the world around us?
Well, think about cymatics, the science of how sound waves can create visible patterns in materials like sand or water.
Yeah.
We've all seen those mesmerizing videos where sound creates intricate geometric designs.
Right. It's amazing how sound can shape physical matter in such a precise and beautiful way. But are you suggesting we could scale that up to manipulate matter on a much larger scale?
That's the idea. If we could understand and harness the vibrational patterns that underlie reality, we might be able to use sound to create new materials, influence the growth of biological organisms, even manipulate gravity itself.
Wow. We're talking about sound-powered technology that could revolutionize everything from medicine and engineering to space travel and energy production.
Sure.
The possibilities seem endless.
They do, but of course this is all highly speculative territory.
Right.
We're talking about pushing the boundaries of physics as we know it.
Right, we're not building sonic starships just yet,
Not yet.
but just the thought of it is exhilarating.
It is exciting to think about.
Yeah. But if we did unlock the secrets of sound, wouldn't that rewrite everything we thought we knew about the universe?
Absolutely. It would challenge our fundamental assumptions about how reality works,
Yeah.
forcing us to rethink our models of physics, cosmology, and even consciousness itself.
So this sound-based theory is not just about adding a new layer to our understanding of the universe.
Right.
It's about potentially overturning the whole foundation. It's like realizing the building we thought was made of bricks is actually made of music.
It's a powerful metaphor,
It is.
and it highlights the transformative potential of exploring these kinds of radical ideas.
Mm-hmm.
They push us to question everything we thought we knew and open up entirely new avenues of exploration.
This is definitely a deep dive that's making waves in my understanding of the cosmos.
It's quite a journey.
Yeah. But if we entertain this idea, this sonic revolution in physics,
Yeah.
what would it mean for us as humans? How would it change our perception of ourselves and our place in the universe?
That's a profound question,
Yeah.
and one that really gets to the heart of what it means to exist in a universe built on sound.
Right.
If everything vibrates, then we as humans are also part of this grand symphony.
So we're not just passive listeners in this cosmic concert hall. We're active participants, each of us contributing to the grand symphony with our own unique vibrations.
Precisely. Our thoughts, emotions,
Yeah.
physical bodies, they're all expressions of this underlying vibrational energy. We are quite literally walking, talking symphonies.
That's a beautiful way to put it. But it also raises some interesting questions.
Like what?
Well, if we're all vibrating at different frequencies, does that mean we're all essentially broadcasting our own unique sound signature into the universe?
That's an intriguing concept and one that some researchers are exploring. Think about how we're drawn to certain types of music or how some sounds can evoke strong emotions.
Right.
What if those responses are driven by a resonance between our own vibrational frequencies and those of the sounds we encounter?
So you're saying that our reactions to music or sounds might be more than just personal preference? It could be about finding harmonies or dissonances between our own inner sound and the vibrations of the world around us?
Exactly. And this idea of vibrational resonance could extend beyond music and sound as we typically understand them. What if our interactions with other people, our environments, even our own thoughts and emotions are all influenced by these subtle vibrational patterns?
Wow, that opens up a whole new dimension to the idea of interconnectedness. It's like we're all part of this intricate vibrational web constantly influencing and being influenced by the frequencies around us.
It is, and it suggests that becoming more aware of our own vibrational patterns and how they interact with the world could be a key to unlocking a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe.
So it's not just about listening to the sounds we can hear, but also tuning in to those subtle vibrations that permeate everything around us. It's like learning to see the world through sound instead of just light.
It is. And this idea of sound vision could have profound implications for how we approach everything from healing and communication to creativity and spirituality.
Okay, my head is officially swimming in a sea of sonic possibilities.
Ah.
But before we get too carried away, let's step back for a moment. You mentioned earlier that this sound-based theory is still very speculative. What kind of evidence would we need to see to move it from the realm of speculation into the realm of accepted scientific theory?
That's a crucial question. To gain wider acceptance, this theory would need to make testable predictions that can be verified through experiments and observations.
Okay.
For example, if the cosmic microwave background is indeed a remnant of those primordial sound waves, we should be able to find specific patterns in its data that align with the predictions of this theory.
So we need to listen more closely to the universe's baby pictures, so to speak,
Right.
and see if they reveal the sonic fingerprints of creation.
Exactly. And if we can develop technologies to manipulate sound or vibration at a fundamental level,
Right.
that would provide even more compelling evidence. Imagine being able to demonstrate the creation of matter or the manipulation of gravity using sound waves. That would be a game changer.
It would be the ultimate proof that the universe is playing our tune. But even if this theory doesn't pan out in its entirety, it's already opened up so many fascinating avenues of inquiry.
It has. And it highlights the importance of being open to new ideas, even those that seem radical or challenging at first. After all, some of the greatest scientific discoveries have come from daring to question the accepted wisdom and explore the unknown.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So to our listeners out there, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep listening for those hidden harmonies that might just unlock the secrets of the universe.